You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to talk a little Walking Dead, and not necessarily anything regarding Season 5. Well, some things regarding Season 5, but more on the fan side of things. And there's a couple of Facebook fan page groups I want to discuss, and also a very interesting tweet I got the other day, and I'm going to start off with that one. So I got a tweet the other day for, don't know this person, I don't even know if it's a male or female, but apparently it's either one person or a group of people who have gotten together to try and promote Melissa McBride, who plays Carol on the show, and they want to try and get her nominated and possibly win an Emmy. And I thought it was real cool. You know, I really liked her character this year. Her character, of all the characters on the show, has probably evolved the most and has probably become the most gone from the most who gives a shit to the most intriguing at this point. So it's been and Melissa McBride throughout that course has always been she's always done a fine job. I mean, she's not a big time actress. This is probably the biggest work she's had as far as I can tell. I mean, I've seen her in The Mist, and I've seen her here or there in other work, but this is probably one of her biggest projects so far in her career. But everything that I have seen her in, she has done a good job. She's been a solid performer. She's been a good actress, and she really, when she does her work, whether it be it big or small, like right now on the show's big, she's done well. She's done well. So I want to just kind of give a little shout out to that Twitter. That I didn't even respond to them on Twitter yet. I don't tweet too much. I got to probably get into that a little bit more. But I will put their link in the description. I think it's called McKemmy, and it's got a picture of Melissa McBride on it. And they trying to promote an actress who did a fine job on the series this year. And she had some big moments on the show. Actually, quite a few big moments on the show this year. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for her to get nominated. But let's see. So if you're a Carol fan and you like Melissa McBride, I would definitely encourage you to maybe investigate that group of people and see how you can contribute for one of your favorite actresses on the show to have a little bit more recognition for the work they've done this year. So the other group I want to talk about is a group that you guys have probably heard me talk about before during my shows, during the review of the shows last season. And the group is called We Are the Walking Dead, spearheaded by two women who have been running this group for a while. They've got a bunch of great members, and I don't go to the page as often as I should or as often as I did in the beginning, but I do not forget them because they're another great group of people. Some people from the Nation Facebook page are also in that group as well. And so it's just a nice community there. They seem to be more or less spoiler-free. They do give warnings, stuff like that. But for the most part, not too many spoilers as far as I can remember. That could change now. With all up until now. And again, I didn't even look this week. This week's been E3 for me, so I really haven't dug into any research regarding the show this week. But as far as I know, there's nothing really big going on other than I think I heard something along the lines of set pictures of what could be either a hospital or a military base, and that's about as far as I've read. So, but yeah, We Are the Walking Dead is another Facebook fan page for The Walking Dead. If you like that kind of stuff, if you like to talk about it all year round, that's a good place to be. Now, the last group I want to talk about is another fan page on Facebook. They're actually the largest one on Facebook with, I think, close to 190,000 members. The moderator's name is Enrique, and he thinks they'll probably hit about 200,000 by the end of the week or sometime early next week. They've been getting a pretty decent influx every day, and a very, very nice fan page as well. Very large group. Obviously, there's some people who are not as active as maybe they once were, but nonetheless, just constant 24/7 Walking Dead discussion, memes, tests, games, scenarios, speculation, anything you can get. This channel, this fan page has it. Now, the interesting thing is, I actually joined that group last year as well. And I met Enrique not too long ago, and he actually found my channel on YouTube, and he subscribed, and then he found me on Facebook, sent me a message, and he was like, "Hey, I like your channel, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Hey, I know you. You're I joined your group like a couple of months ago." So it's kind of just a indication of how small the world can be sometimes. I actually joined his group months before he subscribed to me, but yet within that time we had never spoken. So, but interesting thing is, he has a podcast he does with himself and his administrators, and recently they interviewed Vincent M. Ward. Now, Vincent M. Ward played Oscar, I should say, on The Walking Dead, and he recently, I guess Dancing with the Stars, discussed that they want to try and get somebody from The Walking Dead onto the show. So Enrique has been, I guess, they spoke to him about it on the podcast. It was a pretty good podcast, about an hour long, a little under an hour. Vincent M. Ward was there the whole time, and the early part of the interview was a little weird. They were talking about jokes, the running joke about T-Dog being the black guy to die in the show, and there's always that running joke about the African American dying in a movie or in a show, and it was kind of weird because Vincent M. Ward seemed a little sensitive to that joke. So, and I'm not saying that they joked on him about it. They had mentioned the joke, and he gave his opinion on how he feels about that joke, and he doesn't seem to like it very much. But outside of that, it was a good interview. He's got a lot of work coming up, and he actually does have a love for dancing, and he wants to be on the show. So it sounds like Enrique and his group of people are trying to get Vincent M. Ward onto Dancing with the Stars. So, that sounds like a pretty cool deal. And I'm going to put the link to the podcast in the description if you guys want to check it out. Also, the Facebook fan page, if you guys want to go and join. It is called The Walking Dead, and it's Enrique's The Walking Dead group, but the actual group name is The Walking Dead. And, currently they have 192,000 now. So from the time that I looked myself and now it's gone up quite a bit. So they have the podcast, and also I want to mention his administrators, because he didn't actually take place in this podcast. His admins did. I guess they take turns. And within that podcast, he had there were three people hosting the podcast along, who were also talking to Vincent M. Ward, and his admins that took place in that podcast were Wesley Rivera, Sarah Lynn Crow, and Shelby Bentley. So those were Shelby Bentley. It's a nice name. And yeah, so they were the ones interviewing Vincent M. Ward. So those are his admins for his page. He also gets involved, obviously, with the podcast. So like I said, I guess they take turns doing that. So you can check out that interview. And the last thing that I want to mention that he's getting involved in, this is a really cool deal. They're also doing a charity event called Walking Hope, the Walking Hope. And if you want to know more information about this, you can, when you go visit the page, if you decide to get involved, he has everything on the page there, all the information. They have these nice shirts that have, like, different ribbons representing different forms of cancer, and they're kind of like in a Walking Dead theme. It's rather unique, but hey, look, it's for charity. So if it's for charity, it doesn't matter. And if you're into that kind of stuff, and if you want to contribute, again, go visit The Walking Dead. That's Enrique's Facebook page, and you have all the details there. Or he's a very nice guy. You can even send him or one of his admins a message, and they will be, I'm sure, more than happy to give you all the information. So a lot of good things. I mean, a lot of great fan bases for The Walking Dead, and I'm very happy to have met a lot of these people, because it's always fun, because you guys know, I mean, I do this as a hobby, so it's just as fun for me to go and talk to other people who are a fan of these things and have fun with them, discussing what we like about the show and what we think might happen. That's just as fun as going on here and doing these discussions and seeing what you guys have to say on the matter. So if you like The Walking Dead, if you're a big fan, there's 2 groups to join on Facebook. Enrique's Walking Dead page, or We Are The Walking Dead. Then if you're a big Carol fan, Melissa McBride, go visit the Twitter account. I'm going to put the link in the description, and it's McEmmy, and they're trying to push for Melissa McBride to get nominated for an Oscar. So, excuse me, an Emmy. An Emmy. So, but that's it, guys. That's all I wanted to share this week in regards to The Walking Dead. Just a lot of great groups out there. And, you know, if you ever have that time in the off season where you're kind of thirsting for that Walking Dead feeling or just the idea to talk about it, because we know that this off season can be very long, now you have sources to go to where you can go in and share that experience, and it should be a lot of fun for you. So, but that's it. That's it. So I will put the link to the podcast in the description. I will also put a link to the Twitter page in the description as well as a link to the 2 Facebook pages so you guys can go visit, check it out, say hi, and let them know that I sent you. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Nation Facebook page.